يلا يا زلمه ثواني يا زلمه هتوقع هيك زيد يا زلمه مالك يا راجل.
Sinwar, for those who believe in Hamas's cause and purpose, has died a martyr. And while Gaza is in ruins, Palestinians are suffering, many will make the argument that he has strategically won the war already because for a new generation of people around the world, he has brought this conflict front and center. And he has largely been successful in the information space in making Hamas appear to many of the uninitiated or newly initiated who are unaware of this conflict as the actual preeminent and legitimate representatives of Palestinian ambitions for statehood and freedom. In terms of who comes next, it is an open question. I think probably most likely, most eyes are going to be on Khalid Mashal, who ran Hamas from 2004 to 2017. He was largely considered to be the front runner after the death of Ismail Haniyeh this summer, but the role went to Sinwar, who has really become the most prominent Hamas official as the architect of October 7th. Well, at the start of all this, Sinwar was very much Hamas's man in Gaza. He was really the political face of Hamas in Gaza, but he became a much more prominent official as the architect of October 7th, where he basically brought the entire region to the precipice of total war on a plan he had to attack Israel. In this past summer, it became official that he became Hamas's head upon the death of Ismail Haniyeh, who was allegedly assassinated in Tehran by the Israelis. Sinwar was very much an opponent and an obstacle to reaching a ceasefire deal that would release the remaining 101 hostages in exchange for either a temporary or a full cessation to the conflict in Gaza. Now that he's dead, new leadership might see the conflict in a different way and take this opportunity to change course. He was not shy about the fact that he believed Hamas was strategically winning the fight, that he was very willing to sacrifice Palestinian civilians, that he believed Palestinian civilians were a necessary sacrifice in his mission to destroy Israel. But there has been a number of officials who likely have seen this differently over the course of the war, which has been incredibly destructive in Gaza and had an outsized impact on civilians who have borne the brunt of the harm. So it is quite possible that we take this moment as an inflection point where there's an off-ramp to the conflict. Many are hopeful that with Sinwar out of the way, new leadership is going to want to find a way to end this conflict, and that means releasing the hostages potentially in exchange for an end to the war. So it will depend on who rises in place of Sinwar. And then, of course, on the Israeli side, this isn't a sure bet either. Currently, the Israeli government in charge, Netanyahu's government, is largely skeptical that a hostage deal that ends the conflict is in the interest of Israel from a security perspective. For the security hawks and for the ideologues in Netanyahu's government, who their ultimate goal is to see the reoccupation and resettlement of Gaza. While he remains largely unpopular, his popularity is beginning to climb, and he has actually been successful in bolstering the strength of his governing coalition with the inclusion of another right-wing politician, Gidon Saar. I can expect that this will continue to be something that he plays on about the success that he has had in leading Israel through this crisis.